What's going on, friends? What's going on, family? What's going on, YouTubers? How are you all today? It's Sunday night. It is Sunday night. You're watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. I come to you by the digital airways of YouTube, along with my dog, JR Boxer. And we got a special guest tonight. Will be Uncle Steve on this special edition of tonight's broadcast, because Shedeur Sanders made his first NFL appearance tonight against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to switch over and talk about Juju Lewis, Coach Prime, and the Colorado football team future going forward. Hey, this is going to be a short show tonight. You won't get the full hour because I got something to do. All right. So I ain't going to waste your time, but it's the conversation go good, and we go over the 30 or 40 minutes, 2 hours. It is what it is. All right. JR laughing at me backstage. So I be why you know you going out. No, I ain't. What's up, JR?
Look, man.
What's up, bro?
How you going? How you gonna tell the people we only go? I got somewhere to be. But Shedeur made his appearance tonight, y'all. We going for an hour and 30, y'all. Just don't worry about it. We're going to make sure the conversation is so enticing. BWatts staying on all night.
Hey, I'll stay, bro. You know I'll stay. I will stay. Let me bring up our special guest tonight. That is the one and only. He's the Burner Mac of the Tuesday night show of Sports Talk with BWatts. That is Uncle Steve. Appreciate him tonight. What up, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, here come your uncle without no draws. What's going on, BWatts?
Here we go. Y'all got to hit that like button. If you don't do now, hit the like button. Put a comment in the comment section and subscribe to Sports Talk with BWatts. And if you like to go ahead and help the broadcast in any kind of way, like Cash App, Super Chat, or just simply join the membership, anything you do will be highly appreciated. All right. Let's get down to it, fellas. I appreciate y'all for jumping on with me tonight, man. Appreciate JR as always and Uncle Steve for their presence and their conversation about the topics that we talk about here on Sports Talk will be watched. Shedeur Sanders got his first NFL appearance today against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the starting quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, was ruled out in the first half because of a concussion. That's what was reported. That's kind of fishy to me. But Shedeur Sanders came in. You got to remember, he didn't have no reps. He still ain't had no first-team reps. And his stats for this game was he was 4 out of 16 passes, 47 yards, 1 TD. Should have been 3 TDs. But I noticed that defensive coordinator told us all week he was preparing for Shedeur. And what I saw, fellas, and chat, he was right on time because he threw the kitchen sink at Shedeur every play. I think he blitzed Shedeur 70% of the offensive plays they ran. He didn't even blitz DG. DG He just couldn't throw a 5-yard pass for nothing tonight. Hey, they booed DG so bad. I felt sorry for him. Cause guess what? He was 3 for 4, even though it won for 10 yards. And they were winning. They was winning, JR. And they booed him. Man, I heard it through. I was back there changing my linen. I said, damn, man, who they booing like that? So I ran up there and I was changing my linen on my bed. I said, damn, who that booing like that? What they done did? Boy, that announcer came back and said, man, Dylan Gabriel throw the incomplete blast and they like to boo him out the stadium, boy. So, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get into this topic right here. Shedeur Sanders, let me know what you saw. I'm going to tell you what I saw. It's like he wasn't prepared. And that's understandable because he ain't had no first team rep, but I can't use that as no excuse. This is my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. And the speed of the game was too fast for Shedeur. The speed of the game was too fast for Shedeur. And I don't think that offensive coordinator and Shedeur go good together. I believe Kevin Stefanski need to call the plays for Shedeur because he been with Shedeur. He knows Shedeur. Just like he called the plays for him at the Carolina game. And they could have ran a screen play by 4 or 5 times and slowed down that blitz. But the offensive coordinator didn't know what to do. That's why I'm saying he don't fit. He don't fit with Shedeur. But when Shedeur was quarterbacking in the preseason, they ran a lot of screen plays because Kevin was the offensive play caller for Shedeur. That's just me. That's what I saw in the second half of the game when Shedeur was out there. Not saying that he's not going to be a good quarterback, but I believe he will. But it's going to take some time because the speed of the game will look like to me it was too fast for him, and he went back from the Colorado days. JR.
I mean, that's a fair assessment, BWatts. Very fair. Look, when the odds stacked against you, it's up to you as the individual to outperform those odds. I mean, that's what being a professional is about. But one thing the military taught me about being a professional is also called preparedness, right? So if you are prepared for the moment, then the outcome is a little bit better. And the Browns did a terrible job of preparing Shedeur for said moment. Again, he the second string quarterback, but he not at practice getting first team opportunities. In case of situations like this, you're going into a game, injury happened, you coming in, now you're working with a game plan that's tailored around your first string quarterback. So the opportunities that Shedeur does get throughout the week to go through a few plays here and there, it's a very small percentage. I don't know the percentage of plays that the second string quarterback gets to practice during the week or anything like that, but it's a fairly small percentage because you're game planning for and with the first string quarterback. So you're going in and it's play calls that Dylan has rehearsed all week. Shedeur hasn't rehearsed majority of the plays all week. He's rehearsed a small portion that they put in for him, and that's the gist of it. So when you look at preparedness, Kevin Stefanski and the Brown organization, look, they did a terrible job of preparing him. But like you said, BWatts, look, the moment, the opportunity presented himself, and nerves play a factor into it. Trying not to make a mistake plays a factor into it. The offensive line for the Browns play a factor into it. The wide receivers for the Browns play a factor into it. Shedeur plays a factor. It all plays a factor into it, and that's how you get a 4 and 16, pass completion situation for 47 yards and an interception. But going forward, hopefully, Dylan Gabriel's situation, whatever the concussion situation is, hopefully you're not immediately going back. Hey, give him some time to heal up, concussion, whatever the concussion protocol is, stick to that standard. And if Shedeur is going forward, now he gets a whole week to prepare for the next opponent. and we're looking at probably a more favorable outcome. But tonight, the odds were stacked against them. You're thrown in, and then you just got to kind of make the best out of the situation. He made some good things happen, but BWatts, you mentioned there was a regression due to the speed of the game. And if you're not practicing the speed of the game, it's hard to pick up when you, as soon as you get in there, Uncle Steve.
Are you good to go there, JR? You finished?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks like JR. It looks like it's sticking or something. BWatts, but I'll go if you know if that's feasible for you. Ladies and gentlemen in the panel here, we want to let you know that the Shedeur time has started. I'm not getting on here and using any excuses or anything else. I'm just going with facts. If you look at the situation, this is what we have to say. What's up? If we look at the situation, this is what we want to say. He had the same thing that Dylan had out there when Dylan was playing. He had to say the offensive line, they lost 2 offensive linemen during the game that was out. So you're looking at that, and you're also looking at the fact that if you're looking at the yards downfield, Shedeur got a 44-yard pass or a 40-yard pass to 44, which was outstanding. This is what I saw. Let's go here. I saw a young man get out there, and he was in complete control of that offense. And if I'm looking at, hey, getting to the line of scrimmage, getting the plays, not getting delayed games. He didn't go over there. He was looking at where the ball needed to go, and he got the ball out. What I'll tell you is this one here. If you get the ball and the person's in the backfield, that's just like Lamar Jackson. People, let me let y'all know something. Please, Lamar Jackson didn't have a great game. He's a 2-time MVP. Mm-hmm. He threw an interception for a touchdown. Going the other way, he got sacked. Myles Garrett sacked him 4 times. Yeah. And that ain't counting the other turnovers that they had. So the defense has played well. You got a young man who came off the street and played. And that's what you have. He came off the street and he played well. I'm happy with his performance. I don't get out there and say, hey, you're not going to get out there. Baltimore is the type of team that should be playing for the Super Bowl this year. So you're not playing no chump team. You're playing a very good team. And with that being said, let's look at this. Shedeur Sanders, I'm going to go with this one here. I don't know why they went away from the run. Y'all need to look at when Dylan was in the game and when Shedeur was in the game, how the offense ran. When Dylan was in the game, they were running 3 5-yard routes. Why is it all of a sudden when Shedeur gets in the game, these jokers running 10, 15-yard routes? I'm like, they're blitzing. What are we doing? When Dylan was in the game, they were max protecting. I don't know why when Shedeur is in there, the one time they max protect, he hit that 44-yard bomb. The next thing, receivers. Come on, people. 44 dropping passes, the touchdown in the end zone, even though it should have been a flag because he had his hand up in the man's face before the ball even got there. That ball should have been put on the 1-yard line. I'll go another one. When that offensive lineman was upset at the end, that guy grabbed him in his face. That should have been a first down. Let's go again. Shedeur Sanders, the series before that, got hit upside the head by the lineman after he threw the ball away. That should have been a 15-yard flagrant foul. I'm just letting y'all know, they're not blowing no whistles. So if we're looking at fairness, it's not going to happen right now. That's cool. I ain't got no problem with that, BWatts. But what I want y'all to do is this here. When Dylan was in the game, let's look at when Dylan was in the game and when Shedeur was in the game. When Dylan was in the game, the fans were booing and they wanted to leave. It was amazing when 12 got in the game. The game picked up. It got exciting. Yeah. People expected certain things. So with that being said, BWatts, I'm proud of the young man. He ain't got nothing to hold his head down. They didn't do him any favors. How is it? I think JR hit this one. How is it that, well, you hit it too, BWatts. How is it that Baltimore noticed Shedeur going to play and Cleveland didn't know he was going to play? I don't get it. How is it that Baltimore knew Shedeur Sanders was gonna play? Come on, folks. Come on, folks. This stuff is Baltimore knew he was gonna play, and the man was getting no reps with the first team.
Crazy.
Where did they do that at? Where did they do that at? So Shedeur, I'm proud of you. You did great. Man, they are not gonna play Dylan no more at home. So if you think Dylan gonna play at home, them folks saw something tonight. And now because we can go apples for apples. When they want to go talking, all I want to see is the 22 to see the routes the receivers were taking. And the next thing I want to see was Shedeur getting the ball. He got the ball out quickly. When they hit him a couple times, that ball was out of his hands. But on some of them, you got to say, bro, when you blitzing 7 people and you're blocking 5, you're not, and you're running 10-yard routes, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? So, BWatts, I'll throw it back to you, but I'm proud of the young man. Y'all too busy. Y'all want to see Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl, but y'all need to remember, Patrick Mahomes lost Super Bowls too. When they put pressure on Patrick Mahomes like they did Shedeur, he looked the same way. So, hey, tread lightly, people. Tread lightly and relax. We got a quarterback, Cleveland. Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah, Steve, I was going to hit that next topic with that one, but you right on it. JR, they ain't finna put Dylan back out there in Cleveland. They just ain't. When he come back, and if he come back, he going to be on the road, big dog. This dude was 3 for 4. Bro, they booed him to death, bro. And then when Shedeur hit the field, boy, one dude was on Twitter said, man, I'm at the game. It's like Jesus has came. I said, dog. I'm serious. Hey, I got the video. I wasn't gonna play it tonight, but I gotta hold it for my tomorrow at 5:00 p.m. show. Boy, he said, oh Lord. My wife saying, can we go? Boy, Shedeur with it now. It's like Jesus has come. Hey, but anyway, but when you look at the going forward, if Dylan is ruled out, I'm sure he will be. If they saying it's a concussion, because you don't want to get your dude done like the New York Giants got his quarterback done with a concussion. He ran up in the tent with him to see it was a concussion. Then he ran him 4 more times, and he got another concussion that made it 4 concussion. So you don't want that problem. I don't want that problem with Dylan anyway, even though I still think he's not an NFL quarterback. But going forward, how should the Cleveland Browns handle Shedeur Sanders? It's still, you got to remember now, when it comes to the quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, Uncle Steve and JR, since he been there, he got first-team reps. That's 6 months ago. Shedeur was down there at the bottom, throwing the garbage cans and maintenance man, and now he's in a position, even though he's going up against a lesser competitive team next week, and is going to be on the road with the Las Vegas Raiders. How should they handle Shedeur Sanders if he's named the starting quarterback?
Yeah, look, the initial diagnosis is a concussion. So you go through concussion protocol, whatever that is for the NFL. And if Dylan comes out on the other side of the concussion protocol and he's healthy, you still don't play him. And the reason why you don't play him is because the Cleveland fans have spoke. They have spoke, and losing your fan base at this point in the season, that's a no-no for any NFL organization, right? So you 2-8, but you still the back half of the season. I want to say they got 5 more home games or something like that. So it's 7 games left, or no, 4, excuse me. It's 7 games left. They got 4 more home games to be played. So you don't want to be coming home and you playing in front of nobody. That's not a good thing. That's a negative game when it comes to revenue. So look, you bring them in, you bring in your offensive coordinator, the QB coach, Kevin Stefanski, you bring them in. Look, you had an ample amount of time to assess Dylan Gabriel to see where he can take the offense and move the organization. What do you got at this point? So now, okay, we moving on to the next step. We got QB2. We need to start getting him prepared so we can get a good look at him, because as an organization, what do we do next year with 2 first-round picks? So that's
Let me
kind
ask
of
you
where
this.
we at right now.
Let me throw JR. Let me throw this in to you. Then before we go to Steve, let me get this super chat before we go away too. 499 from FD. Come on. All right, here we go. It said BWatts. JR. This is Shedeur team. He even asked the fans not to make Dylan feel bad in the game. He gonna ball out next week. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, he did say that. He did. And he was helping Dylan on the sidelines, like he was trying to help him coach him up on the sideline in the first half too. But let me ask you this before we go to Steve, and I want Steve jump in too. If Shedeur is QB1, who will be QB2? Or will they elevate Deshaun Watson? Because he's saying he's ready. I don't know if he game ready. You got Bailey Zappi. You got Deshaun Watson on the roster. Do they make another trade to be the bag up? Or should they? Well, you can't make no trade. Or could you sign somebody from free agents?
I mean, yeah, they could do all of the above. But at this point, what would be the point, right? Mathematically, they're not out of the playoffs, but you would need a miraculous conception in order for them to be a playoff team. So their season is essentially done. So now you're just looking to evaluate the players on the team to see what are the necessary needs that we have going forward. Due to injury, due to player contracts, due to underperformance, all of that stuff. So they're in the evaluation process at this point. So you need to take a good long look at Shedeur as though you have done with Dylan. I believe this was Dylan, 6 games starting? 6 or 7, something like that. So his 6 games starting because he came in, game 4 or 5 when Flacco left. So look, that's 6 games that you got tape on Dylan, and your offense has been pretty, stagnant. You haven't won a game, and it's been pretty stagnant of offense. So going forward, that's the position they're in now. They're in the evaluation process, and they just want to see what they got. So I think Bailey Zappi would probably be the number 2 quarterback. You go to Vegas with Shedeur as your number 1. You got Bailey Zappi as your number 2, and that's how you travel. You give Dylan that time to heal up from his concussion, diagnosed concussion, and then you move on from there. So if you want to activate Deshaun Watson, I believe there's a period, a time frame where he has to be reacclimated to being on the active roster. They can't just put him on the active roster and throw him out there. It's a reacclimation period. I don't know the length of days, but somebody in the chat, if you know it, put it in the chat. But once they activate him, it's a certain period of time that they have to put him on the field, something like that. But nevertheless, I think Shedeur will be going to Vegas as the number 1 QB.
BWatts, the fans have spoken. I don't care what Steph Nasty said. Steph Nasty can go and say Dylan gonna be starting next week. Something miraculous is gonna happen. Dylan is still gonna be feeling his head, and they're gonna be like, "Well, Dylan is not gonna be able to play. We still got him in concussion protocol. We're trying to be safe. We're trying to take care of our quarterbacks." Those people have spoken. You can't lie to people no more and say he can't run the offense. You can't lie to people and tell him, "Oh, it might look worse when he get out there. It's too much for him." That lie's broken. Let me tell y'all, folks. Dylan got the ball on the 3-yard line. That defense got the ball. That defense got a turnover and got the ball on the 3-yard line for Dylan. They got a -1 yard and they had to kick a field goal. The defense got the ball again for Dylan. The special team got the ball for Dylan when Wester fumbled the ball. They didn't do nothing with it. All I'm telling y'all is this one here. Dylan, people might be like, Dylan did what Dylan does. He didn't put the ball in the end zone. You can't get the ball down there that many times by the defense. The defense had to go and put the ball in the end zone themselves. And all I'm telling you, look at those numbers. Shedeur didn't get that. Shedeur didn't get those breaks. when it pertained to getting the ball on the 3-yard line, getting the ball on the 15-yard line or 25-yard line. He didn't get those breaks. He had to drive the distance of the field, and I just didn't like the routes that they called. I'm not coming up here and saying, hey, I'm using an excuse for anything. I'm just going with facts. If I'm looking at the facts, I'm also looking at something else. They were running the ball with Dillon. Judkins with Shedeur got a 15-yard run or a 20-some yard run, got the ball to the 49-yard line, and they went away from him. I'm like, come on, dude. Why are you going away from this dude when you're moving the ball? Keep running the ball, keep pounding the ball to help Shedeur out so you can do a play action, which will give him a couple more seconds, and then you can go from there. They just did too much of that Pat Shurmur offense. Shedeur go save the day.
Boy, I was just going to say that, huh? They ran the same offense in Pat Shurmur.
They ran the same offense.
They did.
I'm like that looked like Pat Shurmur's offense. The receivers go 100 yards, and boy, I tell you, those receivers. I want to watch that interception. I guarantee you that receiver ran the wrong. He stopped that route. Shedeur having them go this way, and then the other one for the one he told to go in the end zone where he would have led him. But that's again the rookie from Texas. You know, he didn't do that. Then you get one drop one. Then you get Fannin drop one. And then you don't get the penalties that they should have gotten, first downs for that every other team in the NFL gets. You know, it just makes you wonder sometimes. You like, I know it's rigged, but come on, folks. How is it that you watch Denver and Kansas City, they got imaginary calls. Man, you get close to them joker, they calling things. So I'm like, come on, folks. You get Buffalo. Man, if you touch Josh, they call it. Do you think he Larry Bird? They gonna call a foul. So all I'm telling you is this, man. You have to be very careful when it pertains to this. I'm looking at Step Nasty. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to. I saw a young man that was handling this bit, and I want y'all to look at this here. When Shedeur was in the pocket, how strong and how he was standing up in the pocket looking over is totally different than Dillon looking in the pocket and he's down here. So it's just a difference. The view was totally different. And what y'all need to recognize, all those haters out there, I still saw Dillon throw the ball on the ground. People, he still threw the ball on the ground today. I watched the game. Shedeur hitting people, and with it, Shedeur hitting people, throwing the ball in spaces. And what I have to tell you is this one here. It would be hard for me to pull that young man and put Dillon in the game when you know you can't move the ball up the field. Max protect for Shedeur with two tight ends. They need to bring in two tight ends and that running back, max protect, and have two receivers, and let's run an offense. Run the offense that way. Protect that young man, because what they're doing, teams know right now, they are going to blitz and blitz heavy. And what I don't like about Cleveland, why wasn't the running back going in the flats so that he could drop the ball off so you can make plays? Come on, folks. This ain't right. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I got that much sense. Hell, if they blitz you 3 times in a row, I'm going to max protect. Or I'm going to do a draw. Why don't you do a draw with Judkins when they do it and see if he can break one and take it to the house? So I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Y'all can keep listening to Step Nasty, but I'm going to tell you this one here. When was the last time a billionaire turned down money? They are not going to fill that stadium if them people tell them Dillon going to be in that game, man, them folks going to say, screw you, man. I ain't going nowhere. But if you go to Los Angeles, you go to Vegas, and you tell them Shedeur Sanders are going to be starting, oh, homeboy, it's party time. It's party time. And then Shedeur handle his business there and come home? Man, come on. Come on, man. That's playing Luther Vandross when he's saying a house is still a home. Man, come on, man. Your drawers coming off. You better ask somebody. Let that man come. Let that man come down there. Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah. Hey, you want to thank? Hey, hey, you got a good point there, Steve. Hey, Bobby Lewis, appreciate the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Sports Talk with BWatts, along with JR Box and Uncle Steve. We appreciate on that. All right. But when you look at, even though Shedeur didn't have the game that I want him to have, but when I look at the defensive side of the ball for Cleveland and the way they are running Myles Garrett performing each game, it's just mind blowing to me. This dude going out there setting all kind of records. Man, that defense, they offensive line, Baltimore couldn't handle that dude, man. They really couldn't handle that dude. And the way they were running the ball during the first half, man, they should have had more than 16 points, man. The offense couldn't score nothing in the first half. And once again, you keep a defense out there so long, JR, they get tired, they'll give up, man.
They get tired, they'll give. I'm not gonna say they'll give up, but you're more open and susceptible to mistakes. Because as a professional, you shouldn't just be giving up. Like you on film. If you giving up, you ready to lose your job. So I'm just gonna say that's right. So I don't think they give up, but you do open them up and you make them susceptible to mistakes. And that's the name of the game. Who can limit the amount of mistakes and who can capitalize on the other team's mistakes? Because you game plan and you put things in place, you're going to see certain looks from an offense that you've been seeing, in weeks prior. You're going to see certain looks from a defense that you're going to see weeks prior. And, sometimes it's just, it's the luck of the draw. Like Mark Andrews, 4th and 1, and he go and run it all the way down for a touchdown. Like, come on, man, breaking tackles and everything like that. So you're putting guys out there, they're trying to play, or not trying to, they're playing their hardest, but mistakes happen in sports. People will be tested in sports, but yes, overall, Cleveland got to do better, man. From the beginning, when you said it's an open QB competition, to now to this point, and you're still at this spot where reporters are reporting that, well, he's still not receiving first team reps, and we 10 games into the season. That to me, that's a failure to prepare a team. That's
sabotage.
That's grounds to lose your job. I mean, honestly, like what are we doing at this point? We know the type of league the NFL is, and you have 2 rookies at the helm at QB1 and QB2, but yet you're failing to at least filter in Shedeur to have some opportunities of first team reps. Sure, he getting all the second team reps, or whatever that is. Again, I don't know the amount that he's getting, but as far as when it comes to a game plan, obviously that game plan week after week is tailored for Dillon Gabriel. It's for his strengths. So you bring Shedeur in, and look, that throws off the play caller. That throws off everything. So let's see what happens going forward. I would think that after them Boo Birds come out, they probably gonna announce pretty early that Dillon Gabriel, hey, he's in the concussion protocol and he'll be out next game. Let's go ahead and make the announcement early. Let's get it out there. Let's get the fanfare back in. Browns fans travel well all over the NFL. So it's hard to get tickets sold in Vegas. You see LA struggles with packing out their stadium when it comes to the Chargers and the Rams, and Vegas have a problem selling out Allegiant Stadium as well when they're there, especially when they have a bad record. So let's get the fanfare going early. Let's get our Browns Nation down there in Vegas. Let them turn up. Let Shedeur run out there with a full week of preparedness, because that's the name of the game. And then we see where we're going from there. And then you're going back home. And like I said, literally 4 out of the next 7 games are home games for Cleveland. So it could be a win-win situation, because BWatts, that picture that you posted 30 minutes before the game, and you looking and you don't see nobody in the seats really, man, that Jimmy has him looking at that too from his skybox, like, what is going on? I'm losing money. And that's never a good feeling, man. So them Boo Birds spoke pretty loud, man. Salute to all them Cleveland fans, man. Salute to the city of Cleveland for standing on business, man, and saying, look, we tired of seeing it, man. They reported in the media, but until the fans get out there and voice it so loud, you really don't get no change. And that's in all kind of professional arenas, basketball, football, baseball. Once some fans start booing and you lose that fan engagement, changes happen. Usually it comes with somebody getting fired, whether it's a GM or a head coach, or they looking to move on from a few players. So we'll see what goes from there.
BWatts, what people need to understand also, Dylan Gabriel is left-handed. And that ball comes off different from a left-hand player. And a left-hand player is in certain spots. Left-hand players doing certain things with that offensive line on how he's setting up and where he's standing in the pocket compared to Shedeur Sanders. So you are setting him up for failure at the 10th degree. He's dropping back, and a person over there like, well, normally Dylan steps back right here, and I have to look at this one here in order for Dylan to be able to step up or make sure Dylan goes to the outside, rolling to his left, going there. So all I'm telling people is this one here. Football is a game of inches. And when it's a game of inches, when you do any little thing, it impacts the play, and it also impacts how the receivers see the ball coming and various other things with that. What I saw was this one here. This is what the fans saw. The fans were back there eating popcorn because they were giving it away free. Hot dogs and hamburgers to try to keep them in there. When Shedeur Sanders got out there, you saw people standing up. You saw 12 signs up. You saw free Nelson, free Nelson, free Nelson. You thought it was Nelson Mandela out there or something. They were trying to free him. So all I'm telling you is this one here. BWatts, I'm at my house and I'm jumping up and I can see the excitement in that stadium. If I'm the owner, when you feel that, people need to realize it's like anything when you play sports. You can feel it. It's tense. People are just going crazy. You know, it's like those people who are Beyonce fans, the bees. When they come up there and she do her thing, they go crazy. And that's what happened with Shedeur. So all I'm telling y'all is it's hard. Messy K come out there with that mess. I'm gonna let her know. If she come out there looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene and she want to, I ain't got time for it. Let her come out there acting a fool. She better act like she got some sense. Because I'm telling you, you're not going to, and Grossi, Rossi, Prosy, Sosi, I don't care what he looked like Sammy Sosa. But what I'm telling him is this one here. Let him come out there with that mess and lying to us again. I ain't hearing from nobody. The only person I'm going to listen to is BWatts and G. Bush. All you haters can say whatever you want to. When G. Bush come out there, and G. Bush gonna be smiling. He gonna be smiling because all them other ones, like your boy, the one guy who always sit down there, he loved Kevin Stefanski. He probably sleep with him or something, allegedly, but I don't know because he defend him all the time, and then he'll have some smirk to say. He remind me of certain with that little smirk. Well, if they fire him, they fire him. But Kevin is the one that he knows how to handle Cleveland. Man, get out of here. Hell, y'all been losing for 25 years. So who don't know how to handle losing? Oh, just put a smile on your face and have the right complexion and you know how to handle it. Everybody else get fired. Everybody else get fired. So all I'm saying is this, BWatts, they ain't gonna lie in my face. They ain't gonna get, and let me tell y'all this one here. All these people making money off Shedeur Sanders. Your boy Riz is gonna be going off tomorrow. Grossi gonna go off tomorrow. You're gonna have the ultimate Cleveland thing. Everybody's gonna be watching it. And then you're gonna have the one guy who on ESPN, he can't shut the heck up. I'll be sitting there sometime. I'm like, dog, can somebody else say something? Because you cut people off. At least I'll shut my mouth. When people talking, I'll just sit there, let them do their thing, let them cook. He'll cut you off, stop you. G. Bush can't even make a comment. G. Bush be talking, oh yeah, and this and this. Man, be quiet, man. Be quiet. Ain't nobody hearing your mess. Oh, but I've been a Cleveland fan for 400 years. Okay. We was in slavery for 400 years. So what's what? With that being said, they are not lying to me no more. I saw what I need to see. You give Shedeur Sanders time, and he is money. That ball is on point. So what it tells me is this. I'm so upset that he didn't go to Baltimore. If that boy was in Baltimore, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But if Cleveland is for him, Cleveland is for him. But they need to start treating him with decency and
Yeah,
respect.
yeah,
Enough's enough. Treat that man like you want him there and show that man respect. Get that offense where it caters to Shedeur, and we got something. Back to you, BWatts.
yeah. Steve, you on tonight, boy. I thought it was that Tuesday night. Well, you on Wednesday and Sunday, any night. Miami,
Every night.
appreciate the 499 super chat. Only on BWatts and G Wiz too. The rest of the gonna talk great. Appreciate it, Miami. Appreciate it, Uncle Steve. But two more things, and I'm gonna let everybody go. I got two more things. I'm gonna let everybody go. I want to pick up JR, what Uncle Steve said. He said if they treat him right, treat him with respect, treat him like you want him as your franchise quarterback. Andrew Berry did good in his past draft. He really can do good in this upcoming draft to build this team to cater around Shedeur. They need an offensive lineman, wide receiver. You keep hearing the other people, don't look like me, continuing to push that narrative. They want a quarterback that look like, quote unquote, them. But if they give Shedeur the proper help, especially, you know what, man? I was telling my friend, I said, if I was that owner, I'd tell my general manager, don't you draft nobody else on the defensive side. Draft every top offensive lineman that I got. Because Uncle Steve told me Sunday, they got the oldest offensive lineman in the NFL. I said, hell, no wonder they can't block. and Steve told me also, and then I heard G. Bush said, they ain't got no offensive line on contract for next year. But before you do that, Steve mentioned Beyonce. Here she is right here.
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in the crowd.
That's Beyonce singing the Jackson 5 hit. I got something special coming up Tuesday. That's a preview. I'm gonna compare that video. Who's singing it right? The Jackson 5 or Beyonce? Come on, JR. The last topic, next to the last topic, when you look at the draft going forward, do they need to draft a quarterback? Or it depends on how these quarterbacks, let's say Shedeur is the quarterback. What should they still do? Should they go get another quarterback, battle Shedeur in the offseason? Or should they build on the offensive line and the wide receiver?
Yeah, look, for me, as far as like a quarterback, if they draft a quarterback, what would be the reason? Because it wouldn't make any sense for you to draft a quarterback and then you'll be probably firing the coach. That wouldn't make any sense. Now, to me, the only way they draft a quarterback, if Kevin Stefanski is relieved of his duties prior to the season ending, they hire a new coach, and a new coach comes in. Typically in the NFL, new coach comes in, they usually want to have their own quarterback to do, however they want to run their system. But that's up to that new coach and the GM if Andrew Berry is still there or a new GM. So we'll see what the situation looks like probably about 6 more games in. Look, is he going to be fired, Kevin Stefanski? Because if he is, then that opens that window to say, okay, maybe they draft a new quarterback depending on the head coach that you hire and things like that. But if Kevin Stefanski, hypothetically, if he's still in play, what would be the reason for him to draft a new quarterback? You haven't done anything with the quarterbacks that are in the organization already. So why would we then take more money and tie it up into a first-round pick with guaranteed money? Again, we got Deshaun Watson that's on the books for roughly $40 million a year. Now we're going to go in the first round because they're going to be drafting high. They top 3 pick right now. So we're going to go and draft another quarterback and invest another $40 million in that area. and hope that Kevin Stefanski is able to develop him. To me, that just don't make sense. Look, as a man that likes to take his money and invest his money and watch it grow, you don't do no dumb stuff like that. You just don't. So if Kevin Stefanski's still in play, what's the reason of drafting a quarterback? Because I guarantee you, if Stefanski makes it to next year, and the outcome of the team is still what the outcome is, he doesn't have a job there anymore. He'll be fired. So now you drafted a quarterback for a coach that can't develop quarterbacks, and he's no longer on the team. So now you're going to bring in a new coach and say, hey, man, you better work with what we got. You usually see that with veteran quarterbacks. They'll bring in a coach. You got a veteran quarterback on the roster. Hey, make it work with this veteran. You don't do that with no rookies. New coaches come in. They want their own so they can say, look, that wasn't my guy. I got my guy. So I'm winning with my guy or I'm losing with my guy. That's typically how these coaches in the NFL work. So I don't think they go out and draft anybody. I don't see anybody really blowing this draft class away when it comes to quarterback. I don't really see a game changer or anything like that when it comes to quarterback. But we'll see. Kevin Stefanski still got a job. They not drafting no quarterback. Kevin Stefanski get fired. There's a high probability that they draft a new quarterback if they hire a new coach.
Hey, I will say this here, JR, everything you said was a home run. But I'm going to ask a few questions to the people in the chat. And this is going to answer your question pertaining to what would you do. The first question is this one here. Is any quarterback in the who's going to be eligible for the draft coming out in 2026, is any quarterback better than Jason Dart?
No.
Jackson Dart?
No.
Is any quarterback better than Cam Ward? Is
No.
any quarterback better than Shedeur Sanders? My answer is no. No quarterback in there is better than them. Let me ask you another question, people in the chat. Looking at those quarterbacks that are coming out, how many of those quarterbacks that are coming out has a terrible offensive line and they're putting up big numbers? Because I saw games yesterday. I saw the boy from Alabama. I saw the boy from doggone Oklahoma. Look like garbage to me. Average at best. Average at best. I looked at Ohio State. Wasn't nothing great there. The boy at LSU, they put him on the bench. So the boy at Indiana, I'll give Indiana this one here. The boy at Indiana, he looks good, and he looks good because he has a very good offensive coordinator. Very good offensive coordinator. And he has a very good team that if you look at their concepts and the way they do things, they run the ball well, and they scheme up plays very well. But the problem you have with him, he didn't do nothing at Cal. He did nothing at Cal. So you turn around and looking at somebody who got 1 year. It doesn't work like that in the NFL. Be a fool if you want to. My next question for the people in the chat is this one here. How many good players does Cleveland put it in the chat, because I'll tell you my answer. How many good players does Cleveland have on their offensive side of the ball? I'm not going defensive. Offensive side of the ball. I'm going to give you at best
Two. That's
all I'm giving you. That's all I'm giving you, two. Judkins and Fannin. Judkins and Fannins right now. That's the only two I'm going to give you. Nobody else. Nobody else will be on my team. I'll put Judy on my team, but Judy will be those ones. He'll be my number two.
Yeah, two in the
Let's go this one here. Let's go this route here. I want to go this one to you. What about Cleveland's salary cap? Their salary, people need to understand their salary. They still got dead money. They still paying Amari Cooper for $25 million. So all I'm telling y'all, they got so much dead money in their salary cap because of Deshaun is garbage. It takes them 2 years to clean that up. So let me educate people, because I don't know much, but I know money. I know some money. I can count money and I can make money. So let me go on what I would do. This is the way I would see the Cleveland Browns. I say we don't have talent on offense. I have no offensive linemen. I got Shedeur Sanders and I got Lil Dillon. I'm keeping both. And I'm going to also keep Zappy. I'm going to keep all three quarterbacks. The reason I'm going to do that is this here. I got to clean my books off. I looked at the quarterback group. Listen to my logic. I looked at the quarterbacks, and if I pick a quarterback in the top 10, it's going to set my organization back 5 to 6 years. The reason I say that is because you're going to pick a quarterback, but you don't have an offensive line. So how are you going to protect that quarterback? That quarterback has never been hit like Shedeur and Dylan. Dylan ain't never been hit like this before. You see what I
Right.
mean? When he was at Oregon, he had 5 stars. He had
Yeah.
5-star linemen. He had 5-star receivers. He wasn't getting these hits. You have a garbage offensive line, you gonna pay. You're gonna pay. So let's go here. If it's me, I got me a payment. I got people who love Shedeur Sanders because he's endured himself to the community. He bought a young lady a car who couldn't get to work. He went to people's building when the things burnt down, when their apartments burnt down. So all I'm telling you is this one here. He goes out and greets with people. So you got something that sells, and it sells like hotcakes because it's like either you love him or you hate it. It ain't no in between. It ain't got people like, well, I don't know. I'm neither hot or cold on him. He's all right. It ain't like that with Shedeur. So let's go this route. If it's me, I'm clearing my books out and I'm telling the people we're gonna still evaluate Shedeur and Dylan and Zappy here, and we're gonna put a product on the field to help you out. I'm drafting Proctor, that big boy from Alabama, or that big boy from Utah. Those are my first 2 picks. I'm getting me a tackle and I'm getting me a guard. So that's the first 2 draft picks I'm gonna do in the first round. Then I'm gonna turn around in the second round. I'm gonna get my receiver. Then I got another pick in the second round, I think, or 2 in the third round. I'm going to get another offensive lineman. I'm getting that one, and then in the fourth round, I'm gonna get a tight end. I'm gonna go there and look for me a tight end, or I'm gonna get me another big offensive lineman. I'm loading up on the offense. What I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna go at free agency and I'm gonna pick up me a receiver. I'm gonna do just like the New England Patriots do. I'm gonna go get me a receiver that's had a little that can still play. That goes, he's a professional, he a blue collar worker, and he goes from there. And what people need to realize now, when I'm doing this and I'm telling Shedeur Sanders, I'm going to put everything into you. Something else I'm going to do. I'm going to get another running back too, because I want to have 2 running backs, the Judkins and another one, because I want to protect Shedeur. I'm going to get him his offensive line, and I'm going to get him 2 running backs, in which we're going to be doing max protect, and we're going to be going down the thing that way. And what I'm telling you is this one here. With that defense that you have, you're going to be in every game. You're going to be in every game. If you do that, well, I got a strong offensive line, a good running game, you're going to be competitive, just like you were competitive there and you don't have it. So all I'm saying, and what happens is this, beautiful people, when 2027 comes, my salary cap is clean. I got no bad contracts on the book. I can get Shedeur Sanders anything he wants. I can go out and get a big-time receiver. I can go out and get a big-time offensive lineman, which I wouldn't do because I'd only draft my offensive lineman because I'm spending my money on a receiver or something like that, a big play person like a Chase Young, your boy Jamar Chase, a player like that. So all I'm telling you, that's the way I would do it, because it makes sense. And if Shedeur isn't the man in 2027 and my books are clean, you know what I do? I draft my quarterback because I can do it. Because what y'all got to realize is this one here, people. Mac Jones winning games. Sam Darnold winning games. You had at one time, your boy, you had your boy up there in not Seattle, he was with the Raiders. He was winning games, the brother. So all I'm telling you, get the right people around a quarterback. And this the next thing, JR, the most important. Get a good coach. Look what happened. Look what happened with New England. Look at New England.
They need to start the coaching hire now. Go ahead and let
Absolutely
go, dog. And you need to start now.
Hey, look at his energy. Look at his fakeness. People, we understand fakeness. Look how fake he was out there coming up to Shedeur and doing that dude so doggone fake. That dude's so doggone fake. At least I tell her, man, if you gonna screw me, get some Vaseline. Back to you, BWatts.
Hey, we're gonna end the show off that. We'll wait till Tuesday night to do the Colorado side of the show. This dude said no Vaseline. He said get some Vaseline. Make it easy. He said make it easy.
Don't just raw dog me like that.
You want that raw dog, boy. God, dog, Steve said get that raw dog. Want to thank RJ for that $2 super chat. We know Mary Kay and Tony is ready for Bush tomorrow. Yeah, they gonna Bush 12. They gonna kill him, boy. That's all right. I got it back tomorrow. JR, Uncle Steve, appreciate y'all tonight. Appreciate the chat. JR, get us out of here.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's always a blessing, man. Chopping it up, man. What Uncle Steve said, hey, I'll do just that and more, man. The fans of Cleveland, look.
You gonna do what? Boy, you gonna get some Vaseline?
Hey, that if they want it raw, I'll give it to them raw. But I ain't trying to hurt myself.
You gonna get Steve can get you spit out, boy. You come out.
No,
Hey, you said I agree with everything Uncle Steve said. Uncle Steve said that's the whole thing he said.
Look, them fans in Cleveland been getting it raw for quite some time.
Yeah.
They upset, dog.
Yeah,
fans in Cleveland want some Vaseline at this point. So
yeah, I just tell your wife, but she better run. JR, hell tonight. Steve, leave that man alone. No, hey. I'm glad you ain't took him out there wine them bunnies then, boy.
Oh Lord. But yeah, them fans, look, them fans in Cleveland, man, look, they spoke. The fans in Cleveland tired of taking it raw from the organization.
Yeah.
They spoke loud and they spoke and it amplified. So
yeah.
So what you do going forward, Uncle Steve laid it out. Hey, you do that because it's time to put some lube on the situation. You got to protect everybody. Everybody needs to be protected. Where is the protection? And that's to Jimmy Haslam. Stop doing these people raw, man. Use some protection.
Get me out of here.
BWatts, you got a fantastic show. People out in the chat, it's always a pleasure getting on here with you. We just having a good time. What I'm telling y'all is this one here. Mary Kay and Russie and all of Russo and Uso and Duso, they just trying to sell stuff, man. They car salesmen. Mary Kay sells perfume and stuff like that. So it's makeup and all that stuff. She's selling y'all that crap. I ain't listening to nothing they got to say. I saw everything I need to see. I saw a young man that can handle his business if you get the right stuff around him. That's what I saw. And when you look at the all 22, when G. Bush pulled out that all 22, you're going to see. He didn't have an opportunity on this one here. These route concepts was wrong. The receiver didn't make a cut on here. This here should have been a flag. He should have got a penalty here. You're going to see all that stuff. And all I look at is how the game went. I saw a team motivated. I saw players over there talking about some let's go. Those are things you want to see. When Dylan was out there, man, their body language was like, damn, man, when is game over with? Even though the defense, and this is the next thing. Myles Garrett, let me tell y'all folks something. Myles Garrett is having an MVP type season, but they'll never give it to him. That man had 4 sacks today. Can you imagine how many sacks that dude can get if Cleveland could score more points and they were up? It's amazing. Chad, y'all have a fantastic night. Up is going to do his thing. I keep it cold, and I'm going to get something hot. Y'all have a good night. BWatts, enjoy yourself. God bless.